I thought in August or so we would get an interim final rule that would say, this is what the 25 stars cut points will be based on. Oh, and by the way, the guardrails are eliminated now. Like I really expected them to do away with guardrails because they're such a thorn for them, I think. But and I still think they probably will for 26. But yeah, we'll see.
Why do you think it's a thorn for them?
The guardrails? I just think the way they were communicated originally, and the lack of clarity around them and the confusion that it caused.
Oh, around with the Tukey stuff and all of that?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. How it applied with Tukey,
Yeah. Well, but they proposed eliminating them even before the whole Tukey Gate situation. So let's talk through guardrails for a second, because I think most people think of guardrails going away as a bad thing, right? Like they're supposed to stabilize the cut points, they won't move too much. But there are situations when the entire industry underperforms, and we would want those guardrails to or the cut points to go along with the industry and to move. And sometimes when that happens, if the guardrails are still there, they can really hurt everybody because the cut points don't move with the corresponding performance of the entire industry. And I think that could be really hurtful to plans.
I agree with you 100%. In fact, this was one of the things that Rex and I did, like in some of our pre-conference workshops. We talk about this because if you look at, like, let's take Tukey out of the situation for a second. You know, Tukey, it is helping plans for the most part because it's keeping the cut points down. But if you think kind of more broadly, especially with Tukey in, where you've got outliers removed, you know, what is going to cause a measure to move up or down 5 points? I think it's far more likely that you're going to see something like we saw in 2020, right? Where the industry as a whole is dealing with something, a pandemic, you know, whatever it might be, where you see performance across the board really drop. And in that case, I agree with you 100%, Anna, that the guardrails are going to hose you up because it's not going to let them drop as much as they need to. I think that's far more likely than a situation where that much of the industry has such significant improvement that kicks it up. I just don't see that part happening. So I think guardrails, and I agree with you, Anna, that it's kind of counter to, I think, normal thinking. But I think guardrails are not the are going to be unhelpful
for plans.
And are they really needed now that we have Tukey to remove those outliers, right? Isn't that stabilization enough?
I don't know, but what do you guys think? I mean, now we have the states starting to deconsolidate, for lack of a better term, like the reverse of contract consolidations. We've got the D-SNPs being deconsolidated out. I kind of think we're going to wind up with a body of measures where we've got these underperforming SNP plans that create a new bottom of the barrel set of performance clusters, for lack of a better term, that I think folks are going to wish the cut points did decrease. What do you think?
They'll have the HEI, right?
They'll have the HEI. That's right. They have the HEI, but the guardrails harm. Like the math models. Okay, Rex, you're the one who named this WTF. I'm back to the math models are so outrageous and filled with nuance and variability and variables that it feels like we don't have an easy way to track with specificity all these variables.